For this project, we're going to make a big tag. The process is as follows. First, we're going to create a new project, and we'll select a part, and OK. The first thing we want to do is set our plane. We're going to select the front plane and front view. Then we're going to go to our Sketch tab and sketch a rectangle. Then on the inside of that rectangle, we're going to do one more rectangle. We're not worried about dimensions at this point when we're sketching it, because after, we're going to go to Smart Dimension, and we're going to dimension the outside rectangle first. The width of this rectangle will be 2 inches, and our height will be 2.5 inches. After you get your outside rectangle set, then we're going to move to the inside rectangle and dimension that. Our width and height of this rectangle is 1.5 inches height and width. Then we need to locate this rectangle. We're going to locate this rectangle from the top at 0.5 inches and from the side 0.25 inches. We have officially drawn our bag tag, but we need to be able to hang this from a bag or a set of keys. We're going to add a little keyhole for it, key link hole. So we're going to hit the circle tool, and we're going to put a circle in the top portion of this bag tag. We're going to dimension this circle at 0.25. Now we have to locate it. We're going to dimension this from the center of the circle to the top of your bag tag at 0.25, and from the center of the circle to the left side of the bag tag at 0.25. It should be lined up perfectly with the inside of this bag tag, as you can see here. Once we're done with that, we're going to exit Sketch. Now we're going to make this three-dimensional. When we three-dimension, we select the sketch on the left side, hit the Features tab, and we'll select Extruded Boss Base. You can see it highlighted in yellow, showing a preview of what it's going to look like. We want to give it a dimension of 0.125, which is 1/8 inch. Then we'll hit the check mark to approve. There it looks. Looks pretty good. The only problem is if you have it on your bag or on a keychain, these edges are going to be sharp. Also, this might be a little tough to get your key ring into this hole. So we're going to fillet those areas. So we select the fillet tool, which is underneath the Features tab. And we want to make sure we have this full preview selected right here. So as we fillet items, it shows a preview. It will not show correctly if you don't have the correct dimension. So right in this bottom left portion, under the fillet parameters, we want to put a dimension of 0.1625, which is 1/16 of an inch. And select Enter. So there are 6 items that we want to select and fillet. First, we're going to select the top key ring hole, the outside portion of it. You see how it shows a preview. We want to do the back side too. Make sure you select the correct item. Right now it's showing this whole face. We want to make sure we just get the outside. If you incorrectly select something, it'll show up on your left side items to fillet. You can right click on the item that you mistakenly selected and hit delete. I did not, so it's not showing up. Now we want to fillet the outside depth of this whole shape. So there's 4 of them. There, 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 and there. We do not want to accidentally select that face, though, because we need the inside of this rectangle to be squared off, because we're going to laser engrave a piece of wood and inset that in there. So if it was filleted, it wouldn't fit correctly. I have all 6 of these selected or picked correctly. You should have 2 edges and 4 faces. We're going to check mark. So that looks pretty good. So now we're going to personalize this. We're going to select front plane, front view. Now we're going to go to the Sketch tab, select the text tool. As you can see, I did not select my plane. I could select it just like this and select the item there, or you can select on the left side before you hit the Sketch tool. Right here it says text. This is where I'm going to type in what I want on my bag tag. You can personalize this to whatever you would like. If you like Fox Racing, if you like hockey, it is up to you. As long as it's school appropriate, we're good with it. Make sure you capitalize what you want capitalized. I'm going to go with Wolverines. As I type, you can see it show up on the bottom portion here. If you see, it's a little small. The location I'm going to put it is in between the bottom portion of my bag tag. And I want to center it on my bag tag inside of that opening. First, on the left side is all my text tools. On the bottom, there is a check mark in Use Document Font. We want to uncheck that. Then we'll scroll down and click Font. This is where you can personalize your bag tag a little bit more. At this point, you select the font that you want. I have found if you select a font that is bold, it usually 3D prints a little nicer. You can kind of play with what font you want and what you think looks good. The important thing to notice here, underneath height and units, is a height of your text. The portion that we're putting this in is a ½ inch, but we don't want it to go all the way to the edges. So I'm going to try 0.35 for height. Then I'll hit OK. Notice the height of my text is correct, but the length of mine runs off my bag tag. You're going to want to go back to font and play with the size a little bit until it fits what you like. That looks like it will fit pretty good. Now we want to locate this text. You do that by left clicking where you want the bottom left of your word to start. It's a little bit of a guessing game. There's ways to locate it better than this, but for what we're doing and the size, this works good. As you can see, it runs a little long, so I'm going to make it slightly smaller. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to check mark here and approve of that, and I'm going to exit my sketch. At this point, we're going to pull or extrude our text out of our bag tag. So we're going to have our sketch selected, click Features, and we're extrude boss base. More than likely, there's a good chance that it's on the back side of your bag tag. If that's the case, underneath From, you're going to select Surface, and select the surface that you want to pull it from, and make sure it's coming out. Mine was correct, yours might not be. So make sure you select Surface and select the correct surface to extrude it from. And we're going to extrude this to 0.0625. And we're going to hit check mark. As you can see, it extrudes pretty nice. At this point, the bag tag is done until we laser engrave. So we want to make sure we have this saved. We're going to save it into your folder, so we're going to hit File, Save As. We're going to go to your folder, and I want to label it under file name, first name, last name, bag tag, and hit Save. At this point, you are done with it until it's time to 3D print.